Hello and welcome back to Fujitsu Forum TV. Fujitsu Forum 2018 is well underway now. We're approaching 10:30. 12,500 people have flown through the doors this morning. Astonishing, they've come from over 80 countries around the globe. They've descended on Munich to understand the very latest challenges that are taking place within business and society and to look at the innovative solutions that are addressing those very issues. Earlier this morning, 9 o'clock, our first interview was with Martin Smitham from the Workplace Services team. He was helping us understand technology of the future, how it had to change and adapt for our future workplace. How are we going to appease customer satisfaction? Up next, we're revealing some data that was announced earlier this morning here at Fujitsu Forum 2018. We're joined by Fujitsu and Citrix again, and Alexandra Homer, Brian Janes, and Nick Mays from PAC. Thank you all for joining us. Nick, let's come to you first. Just explain about the report that's taken place. Who were you surveying and where were those people based?
Sure, CJ. So the survey that we did was very much focused on the end user perspective. So we spoke to 600 employees at large and medium-sized organisations in 6 major territories across Europe, including the UK and Ireland, Germany, France, the Nordics and Spain and the Benelux territories. And we spoke to quite a broad cross-section of users in terms of their work styles. So we spoke with office-based workers, we spoke with mobile workers, and we spoke with home workers as well, to get a real kind of blend of perceptions of their view on the workplace experience today.
Alex, why is it so important for us to access reports of this nature? How does that help Fujitsu and Citrix?
Well, I think it all stems from research that we started last year, actually. We wanted to get an insight into what are the workplace strategies that our customers are going to have to consider when you start to have millennials taking control of the boardroom, where AI is all pervasive and technology is just enabling so much change in organisations. So what does the workplace of 2025 actually look like? And that report gave us insight into what industries are thinking, what CIOs are thinking, and this was all done by Nick here as well. So from that identified 5 key pillars of change that organisations could start to think about when developing this workplace. A really interesting report, but what we wanted to then look at is the end user's perspective. We know that employees, like consumers, are just becoming more and more demanding on the IT leaders to provide the IT technologies that they need to be more productive. And we wanted to see what challenges, what they were thinking about that, what challenges they have, and how we can start to go about supporting that.
Key theme coming out already from Fujitsu Forum 2018 is the fact that innovation for hype's sake is flawed. It has to be innovation for valid business reason, and this report certainly surfaces findings that help enable that. Let's get some graphics on screen to help you understand the impact of this report. So 51% say that a good work-life balance with flexible hours and practices is very important to enhancing their productivity. More than a third of participants, 35%, rate their employees' ability to support good work-life balance as poor or adequate. 82% believe that AI in the form of digital assistants has a key role to play within business. Brian, let's come to you, get the view from Citrix. Co-creation for success is the theme of Fujitsu Forum 2018. How will Citrix and Fujitsu use this data to better enable solutions for your clients?
So I think it gives us a head start in some of the processes which we're already doing with our joint customers. So we've been partners for over 20 years, but in the last 4 or 5 years, certainly since I've been working on the relationship, we do a lot more in kind of joint workshops, joint conversations with customers, really trying to tease out what the business goals are, and then let us be the experts in the technology figure out what the right solution is. Don't go in with a preconceived idea of what you want to sell. You actually need to listen, work with the customer, and take their lead in actually creating the solution that's going to be right and achieve what they need it to achieve.
Agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think your point about AI being so more prevalent in the workforce, and employees are ready for it. The report shows that so many people are ready to embrace that.
And it's not just younger people that want the AI.
No, it's not. The report found that it's actually across generations, which was interesting actually. I wasn't quite expecting that, but yeah, I think people generally are just ready to embrace these sort of technologies now because they know that it's going to help their productivity. It should hopefully remove mundane tasks and repetitive tasks like the stuff that we're building into our digital workplace solutions, virtual assistants to take out the sort of mundane travel logistics type of jobs that can just book things for you, the PA in your pocket type of thing, technologies that learn more about you so the experience is more personal. People are ready to embrace this now, which is great news.
Is this data lining up to what you're seeing at Citrix, Brian, or is there anything in it that's surprised you?
I think the point about the sort of generational demands was slightly unexpected. I think everybody knows millennials are supposed to be demanding, and they're used to having it all from a kind of app culture and a consumerization culture. But the fact that we have a spread across the age range who are demanding things like AI, it says that everybody wants to be productive. We shouldn't just assume that because people are used to working with the old way of doing things, use what you're given, that they were ever happy with that. So let's accept the demand from the others as well, and let's work on the tools that we have in the toolbox today to aid the productivity, and then working together with partners such as Fujitsu. We're looking at what's coming next. I mean, we're starting to use AI at the backside as well, and machine learning to kind of predict what the user wants to do. And in Citrix, we're all about secure delivery of apps and data with a good user experience. So hopefully we can unlock that user experience, get people back to thinking they're being productive, and also help them get more engaged. And ultimately engaged employees are going to be good for the business in lots of different ways.
Nick, let's pick up on the white paper, Workplace 2025. I think it's fair to say businesses have still got a way to go before they deliver the right level of satisfaction. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, I think businesses have got a huge problem today in terms of attracting and retaining the talent they need. 4 in 10 employers in the EU say they struggle to find the skills that they need, particularly to support the digital transformation initiatives they're going through. People like data scientists, agile programmers. These people are very hard to find, and clearly the report identified there are some shortcomings today that organisations urgently need to address. It's technology is for sure a big part of that. There's a wider cultural change I think that needs to be implemented to support the cross-generational workforce, the increasingly flexible and remote working models that we're going to see coming into play.
So retention is only going to become a greater problem for businesses if we're not delivering what our employees want.
100%. It's a buyer's market from a worker's point of view. They can pick and choose the jobs that they want. That's not going to change in the short term, particularly around the key digital skills that companies in all sectors are looking to bring in.
Alex, final question. There's a lot of chief officers watching this who are probably thinking, I might have a conversation this week with my boardroom around some of these topics and just find out what we've got planned with the technical solution. If you had one message for those watching this, what would it be?
I think it would be around the fact that employees' voice is getting stronger and stronger when it comes to workplace technologies. They're just becoming more and more demanding and expect that in their working life they can access all of the technology that they can in their personal life. They expect it to be easy and consistent and helpful and just help them to do the jobs. So I would encourage people to read the report, find out the nuances to the report, especially around the cross-generational piece, and go to the website to look at that.
So the reports will be available on the website, will it?
It is, yes. Digital Workplace at Fujitsu.
Nick, Brian, Alex, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So there you have it. This morning, Martin Smithen was hypothesising about future technology. Here's the data to show that he was actually on the right path. And Fujitsu and Citrix are already delivering some wonderful solutions, but it's evident more has to be happening. There is still plenty more to come from Fujitsu Forum. Up next, in what time are we? It's 10:40. In 20 minutes' time, Duncan Tate, EMEA Head of Region, and President Tanaka take to the stage to deliver the opening keynote of Fujitsu Forum 2018. The theme is co-creation for success. 12,500 people have come to experience it. The good news, for the first time ever, thanks to Fujitsu Forum TV, you can experience it too from the comfort of your own office chair. Hopefully you can join us in 20 minutes for what's going to be a compelling address. Duncan told us last night there's a big Microsoft deal that's just been announced that's going to further impact customers. Surely you want to tune in for that. More to come.